Well, good morning or afternoon, evening, whenever you catch this replay. I realize that this time of the morning there's not that many of my followers and friends here on Instagram, yet I felt compelled to take you back to one of my favorite childhood nursery rhymes as a way of illustrating certain points before I head out the door to my regular job. Current regular job of life changes as we work to make it change. Uh, that being said, one of my favorite childhood nursery rhymes was about a spider. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. Hopefully, now you will, though, because I'm going to recite it. It says, there was an inksy winksy spider that went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the water. Up went the spider again. If we have the patience and resilience of a spider, if we work to develop the patience and resilience of that spider, that when the rains of life come and blow against us, and the winds blow, and we feel we are washed out, and there's no way we can get up, remember this point of the story of the nursery rhyme. The out came the sun and dried up all the water, and up the spout went the spider. Okay. I don't know what some of you may be going through. You don't know really what I may be going through, my backstory. Perhaps there's nothing really happening in your life right now that's really drastic that need addressing. However, like that spider laying there in that puddle, patiently waiting until the sun came out. And then he spun his web again. And he went up the spout. The sun does come out, y'all. And it comes out in different forms. Sometimes it comes out in friends, sometimes it comes out in family, sometimes it comes out in unforeseen blessings upon your life. But the sun comes out. There's a text that says the sun shines upon the righteous and the wicked. I'll leave that for you to determine in your own mindset, the interpretation of the righteous and the wicked. I always say the sun shines upon all people. The sun shines upon all people eventually. The cycles of this earth continue to change and go through what they're going through, yet the sun continues to come out. The question is, are you going to be patient? Are you going to be persistent and rising like a little spider in a nursery rhyme? Are you going to be willing to get up from the puddle you may have waddled in? Only you know this. There's so much in life that we can celebrate, even though we may be frustrated at times with some things happening. Perhaps you may be going to a job you don't want to go to today. Perhaps you may be at a job you don't want to be at today. Perhaps you may have some people in your life that you once trusted now have proved disloyal to you. Perhaps you prove disloyal to yourself by selling yourself short, by selling your own vision short, by selling your own dreams short, by selling short that thing inside of you and settling for what is and what will be according to your normal routine of things. Wow, Kimberly, you caught me live here this morning. I felt compelled to go here with the story of the Inks and Winks Spider before I head out to work. And talk and bring to heart the patience and persistence of that spider. It's not always easy to get up and get moving, but we must get up and get moving if we want to see what tomorrow, better yet, what the next moment holds. I sit here and did my regular routine this morning for the first time, the exercise, the reading, the audio book. I finally got it right today for the first time in a long time. And I have to get ready to head out the door, but yeah, I'm squeezing this in because I remembered in doing that, especially listening to the book dealing with, as it winds down, about the history of racism in America, and giving some bullet points to the white church, especially, that can be bring things about differently. I realized that change has to continue to be with me. And when people say stupid crap, respond to stupid crap when it's appropriate to do so, and walk away when it's not necessary to do so. Uh, yeah, I don't. That's one thing about my work. I have, because of videos and other speakers I've listened to, I changed my mindset there first, and then I saw the change there. It's like uh, I out here complaining and grumbling all day because you're welcome. What's happening with people and everything, and passing the buck. I listened to one video yesterday, one speaker yesterday. Everybody wants to pass the blame instead of taking the responsibility. I will pass the blame periodically myself. I'm human. But I realize that my job, doing the live streams and all this other stuff, it's about me, focusing on me. It's about me doing things necessary to make my life better, to make my thinking change. And I went to my devotion this morning, biblical devotion this morning. It talked about friendships. And I thought about it. Wow, where's all the guy friends I used to have? I reached out to some, and they're like, they don't come to me asking for their help with their projects, to make donations. But those are takers. So now I'm embracing those who God has allowed me to come into my life by means of the internet, you for one, by means of people at my job, that I can actually have other conversations with that say, oh, okay, let's talk about this, because he don't want to talk about that crap. And I consider some of those folks real friends. I have their numbers. If I need to call them, I can call them. Because those that seem to show up, that look like me, brown skinned black people, are like, okay, can't judge the packages who God sends, who God lays out in front of you. Or if you don't believe in a God, who you pursue, who you go after, what you go after. Because only then, like that spider that went down the water spout, and then the rain was still pouring, and the spider was still in the puddle and still wobbling, and that nursery rhyme, the spider didn't give up because he knew the sun will eventually come out. Because he's seen it before, we will see it again today. Eventually here, it's like 10 to 6 and it's still dark, but the sun comes out. The process is still work, and no matter what's going on, and when you feel like quitting and stopping, take inventory of the blessings and the benefits associated with those blessings. Take a moment to think about where you're at now in 2020 versus where you were at in 2019. Think about the number of those persons like yourself and myself who not only see the pandemic and the darkness, we also see the light at the end of the tunnel. Think about the families and friends, some who you may have lost, and some, like my coworker, I'm not going to name, who had an issue with the virus and came out of it, still smiling, still standing, still talking. Think about the victories instead of the defeats, because we have a choice to be a victor like that spider, or a victim. And I don't know what's on the other side of that door. I don't know what's on the other side when I head out here, but I do know this. As Les Brown once said, if you look up, you can get up. And then thinking about the positives, the power of the negatives become the fuel of the fire and the positive, because you're like, oh my God, it's so bad, but what can I do to make it better? So you push. What can I do to make myself better? So I push. On my vision board for the end of the year, I came down to 4 simple expressions. I'm going to read them out. It says, listen, because I'm not always a good listener. Read, analyze, and do. Listen, read, analyze, and do. LRAD. Listen, read, analyze, and do. What we tell ourselves often is what we become. And no, we don't have control of circumstances of other people's, but we do have control of our own thinking. So you can be like a spider nursery rhyme who felt washed out, but looked up and realized the sun comes out. Arise. Have a blessed day, y'all. Now I got to remember to turn this thing off.